As we're moving into September and October, really getting into past the equinox towards fall. The tomatoes are still looking good. They're still producing, still ripening fruit. I've done a bit of topping some of the taller plants, and now I'm letting the lower suckers come in so that I can get a subsequent harvest off of them. Over here, you see the later planted tomatoes. I've harvested a lot that were down there, but there's still several lower fruit down here ripening, and still more forming up above. Some of these are really big. I'm letting the lower suckers come in here. I'm going to top them as soon as they get like above where the conduit stakes go to. I've been reusing old soil, packing in places, pulled out cucumbers here and over there as well. Cut down the sunflowers, they're hanging up over there to dry. All of the potatoes are dead and dried, so it's time to harvest those. Most of the beans are done at this point. Just got done weeding the original bed. I'm sure there's a few spots I missed, but for the majority, the vast majority of this bed is the Mexican oregano now, but the strawberries are snaking around. Here, I pulled out the majority of everything that was growing in here. It was dead and dying. I've cleared out that half-line barrel, taken the green onion bulbs that were there, and re-sowed the ones that were decent looking over here. Probably also going to sow something else over here, probably some peas. Likewise, I added more soil over here, sowed things. Carrots back there, peas, beets, and over here, radishes. Still have to put that lavender somewhere. More potatoes that are done. I'm not going to really worry about sowing anything for fall in the long bed because it does get shaded by the fence in the winter months. A few things on this side should survive okay, like this is going to be the second winter this star jasmine is heading into, and it did all right last year. My kale's still alive. 2 heat waves and the kale didn't bolt, so maybe it'll make it to the summer or winter. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, you see some of the tomatoes are starting to get brown in places. We did have a pretty intense heat wave and a lot of smoke, so I didn't get to get out here very often in the past few weeks. So a lot of things are just going, and I'm just letting them. Over here, there's actually a surprising number of new melons. That's even a watermelon down there. I cleared out the rest of everything that was over here because it was dead, dying, and done. I trimmed these up a bit. They had some damage on them, but for the most part, it looks like the vines are still alive and producing, so I'm gonna let them go. Volunteer tomatoes are just a mess over there, and I'm letting them be. Continuing to wrap the grapevine around the trellis and pulling it off of other things. The compost bin is the compost bin. We'll see. Now that I've got the sunflowers out of here, I'm going to be pulling up the loose logs that made this bed, and then moving that white platform over here, and then moving everything, all of these boxes and bins that are on the bricks, onto the white platform over here. Got one little radish seedling coming up here, which is what encouraged me to sow those other seeds elsewhere, and I will continue to sow. I'll put some fresh dirt there, sow something there. I'm gonna start. Today's September 15th. Yeah, I'm gonna start succession sowing for fall. Yeah, I've cleared a few things out from here. And I've definitely learned a lot about what I'm going to do with this space come next spring and summer, but I'm now trying to think of how I'm going to treat it in the fall. probably do the larger radishes in here, like the daikons, maybe some kale. I mean, that kale did all right. I definitely need to like put fresh compost or top dress all of these boxes before going into the next planting season. And right now, most of these plants in here are still producing, so I'm not looking to tear any of the ones out that are still producing. It's more of just planting at this stage. I have a feeling most of these tomatoes are going to be producing up and until the frost kills them off. That's things as they stand mid-September here in my garden.